Good morning, everyone. I am going to finish up this painting today. It should be pretty quick, and I'm kind of stoked about that because I'm going to need some time to rearrange the studio. Just going to stream the one painting this week because the whole room is just going to be under construction, and it should be great. It should be fun. Let's see. Oh, I left my palette in the fridge. Get that. Here we are. Let's see, is it in the top one? Yep, great. Ready to roll. Yeah, the new spot's gonna give me more space. And it's gonna be in a place that doesn't have such really bright windows everywhere, because this is too many windows for art streaming. Let's see. Maybe I should just use this brush for the antlers. Very steady hand mode. Did have coffee this morning, so I have to be really steady. Oh, almost there. Last little antler finger. Or branch. I don't know what you call it. They're so tiny. Whew. Ah. My hand can get kind of tight after doing something that small and exact. I was tempted to go white with this guy, but I'm glad that we went the same color as the trees. Oh, thank you for the follow, Lana. Welcome. How are you doing today? It's actually good that we get this deer out of the way because the rest of the strokes will not be so rigid. I could loosen up a bit. That'll feel relieving. He has good form though. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the raid. I'm glad to see that my cross-platform chat will let me know what's going on there. How was your stream? Feel free to share what you were doing, if you'd like. Stream was good? Excellent. What were you working on? Finishing up your sub badges. Yeah, that can be kind of a little bit of chore. I know I don't have them. I have like the first 3 done. Admittedly, I'd been kind of lazy on that. Someday. There are like 3 people that would have them though. You made 7? Oh goodness. That's good though. Projecting for success. And then, you know, you don't have to mess with it again for a while, which is good. So, do you do digital artwork? Right on. Yeah, I messed around with a little bit of digital artwork, but I've built an audience for traditional artwork. And then I've built a business for traditional artwork too, so I just stream that. But it's fun. I do enjoy it quite a bit. And I got that program Rebel 4 that simulates traditional mediums in a digital program, and I enjoy that quite immensely. Oh, you do paint? Great. Oh, you're going to school for graphic design. Yeah, I did a little bit of school for graphic design. And at the time, graphic design and HTML, like web designer, was a big thing they were pushing everybody towards. And I decided ultimately it was too much programming for me. I was like, And then I got a job as a sign maker. And then I've been doing that commercial artwork ever since. Commercial fine artwork. And then more recently, I'm trying to get into fine art. So. It's a big old voyage. Oh, so relieved to get to the end of that foot. All right, now I'm going to detail in some little trees. Kind of like, I guess this area here. Not super clear. On what I'm gonna do yet. I'm gonna get some reference material up. I think I'll just like fade in some like smaller trees here, and then I'll have them fade out with a billowy cloud. That's what I'm thinking. Kind of like a la that style. Like that. I don't think I'm going to be using a script for that one though. Use this guy. Just gonna dive in. I guess we'll go down like this at an angle. make sure to get some like snag trees and stuff like that. Oh, have fun at the grocery store. Thanks for stopping by. Like a hair or something, like a little dog hair. Oh my god. Little floaty one. Yep. This is a very therapeutic process, I feel like, when I don't have to pay attention very often, which is nice. Hopefully that entire deer is dry by the time I get over there. almost dry enough. Ah, it's getting there. I'm lightening up the trees on the left side. Make them blend more softly. Put a little snag out here. I'm surprised how dark that was for how much I wiped it off. There we go. That's better. I added some water to this to make it transparent. I had a hard time getting the right shade for that spot. Too light, too dark, too light, too dark. Hello, Meta. Do I get the feeling that digital art is in some way inferior to the traditional since it's more facilitated? Here are my thoughts on digital artwork versus traditional artwork. Like, it still takes skills, and you have to learn a lot of technical details, just like you have to learn a lot of technical details about paint and dry time. So instead of like, you know, knowing about the way colors mix, like the actual pigments, you have to still know those technical details, just like in a different format with digital artwork. It seems like you can move faster and you don't have to spend money on materials, but you also had to buy the computer and the software programs and the tablet, and so I don't think it's inferior in any way. I quite enjoy it. I feel like instead of having to wash out your brushes and spend a whole slew of time mixing pigments, like mixing paints, you can spend more time on the details and stuff. I think the place where it varies the most is you can keep on zooming in and apply more and more details to a digital piece, whereas in a traditional piece, I can't get any closer to this tree line than I am right now. This is it. So that makes it different. I actually struggled with digital to not focus on adding details to aspects of the piece that didn't necessarily need them, because you can't zoom in forever. So I felt like that was a challenge. I know that as far as consumers go, people don't buy large digital pieces like they do large traditional pieces. But I feel like that is a matter of time. Thank you for the subscription. I feel like it's only a matter of time. I think it's just the market right now, and I believe as people that are fonder of digital artwork become like the buying force, then that will shift. I suppose you could always, well, I mean, you could hand sign a digital print, a digital reproduction, if you printed it and then like hand lettered your name on there. But you're always going to be dealing with the same thing that fine art photographers deal with, and that is not having like a one-of-a-kind version along with your print offerings. But that could change too, I don't know. It depends. If I can, I'm going to try to work some little birds flying up out of the tree line. I do feel like there's some pressure on digital artwork to be more perfect because you do have this very powerful tool called undo, and saving multiple versions of something that's super powerful. Sometimes I'll do something and I'll just talk to my painting. Undo! Kind of blend this one out the same way I did over there. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter so that we can send a cloud of fog up over it to fade it. This forest is definitely a pine tree exclusive forest. I guess boreal, if you will. The redwood forests around here have some other deciduous trees spread throughout, kind of sprinkled, which looks pretty in the fall time. They have some a little bit of decoration in there. probably need to take one video clip of this part. Whoops. Okay. I might add a couple here in that light color. Well, hello. Hello, McCoy. How are you doing today? It is. It is the same painting from yesterday. Got started maybe 15 after 11. I've basically painted in the deer boy and have done this row of trees. The kind of like a mid-ground tree. So I'm going to add a couple more going this direction, and then I'm going to blend up some fog and stuff. And then we're going to do some grass and stuff over here. I like how it's vague. I've been really working on this, trying to make the non-focal areas of my painting more vague and softer. So that's going to stay exactly like that. I actually really enjoy the way that turned out. And there's a little bit of detailing that kind of goes over these two taller trees. Dig that. Thank you. Thank you. But I would usually do an 11 by 14 painting tomorrow, but I think if I do a stream tomorrow, it's going to be a 1-hour stream, and it'll probably be like an Instagram live thing, because I am going to rearrange my entire studio. Like, we're going to move around the entire main living space. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And then everything should be hooked up all the time instead of having to run extension cords, USB extension cords to stream and stuff. It will make it a lot easier is what I'm hoping. So we'll probably start that as soon as we end today. So busy. I mean, you know how moving stuff is. It's like with the dog and the kid. None of the furniture is heavy. It's just going to be like, you know how it is. You move furniture and you're like, ooh, dust bunny Orama. Dog hair dust bunnies are the rulers of all dust bunnies. These are just a little bit smaller than the ones in front of them. Not a lot. Can't go too much smaller with this brush. It's about... It's about as small as Stan paints. That's really pushing it too. Can't get too close to the deer's antlers because it's going to be challenging to blend right there. start blending some of that now. Yeah, I find tree lines really relaxing to paint. I also find sea foam. That's another big one, and people will say that a lot when I'm painting sea foam. It's a very relaxing experience. Which is good. Those are the vibes I want to add to the world. I'm just wiping that on a paper towel in between. So hopefully when I move everything over and get it all connected straight to my computer, we'll be able to bump up to 1080p, and that'd be nice. And hopefully the sound quality would be better, and that would be nice. And then I'm thinking about adding a chat overlay onto underneath the face cam, and then the cross-platform chat. People from YouTube could engage with people from Twitch and vice versa. And then also Picardo, I could turn on the Picardo chat as well. So that'd be cool. Thank you. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of nice. Okay, now it's time to do some fog, and then we'll work on this area here. I dig this area. That gradient's great. It's great. Great. Green great. We're gonna bring out that puffy Filbert character. This guy. Putting a good amount of water in this, kind of mixing it in my palette with the brush we were just using to paint the trees, but then I'm going to switch over to this guy and just to get a little bit of it. It's going to have to be more opaque. And it should be pretty well dry too. Looks like I'm gonna have to do some layers. So on one side of the brush has the paint on it, and the other side I'm using to blend. I am gonna have to wait for this to dry before I do another coat, just to really fade out that edge before I work on the billowiness of the cloud. Getting there. Almost ready to add another layer. Oof, we're pretty much able to dodge the antlers there. That's kind of nice. For the most part. There's a tiny spot that got a little bit on it. Let's see if I can fix that. Yep. If you're fast, the paint doesn't set and you can just lightly brush it off with a paintbrush that has water on it. Just water on it. And we did just paint that deer today, so had to be very careful because that paint's not set. It's dry, but it's not set. Okay, here's a little bit, some lighter, more billowy clouds. Still blended down. gonna keep on blending until this looks pretty smooth. Before I add any more trees. Thank you for the follow, Dad. Lol. And welcome. Blending, blending, blending. Slightly bigger trees here, I think. Maybe. Like maybe a little bit, maybe 50% bigger than those here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add a little bit wider poof of fog before we go there. Don't want to add too much water because then it will just lift the paint underneath it. Especially with all this like scrubbing action. Go light, go light. I don't know if you could see that, but the more bristles you see, typically the more water there is in the brush. So I just wiped all the moisture off with the paper towel there, and now I'm blending the edges of that area to get rid of the overt brush strokes. But I don't want to do the same scrubbing motion that I was using before because I could only get away with that because that was paint that we put on yesterday. So it's pretty well set. Now I have to be more careful. Definitely don't want to mess up any of the blending that we had worked so hard to accomplish. Okay, let's put in another layer of trees. Can I go back to that point? Stanley. okay. And I think that same darkness is totally appropriate. Nice thing about pine trees is they all start about the same size at the top, so you can decide how tall they're going to be as you're going. Because that pine tree would look fine if it was 3/4 of an inch long, but we're going to keep on going. Don't want it to get too dry brushy. I'm gonna let this one disappear. Added more water to the brush, and I'm gonna do that again and wipe it off. I'm just letting the transparency of the paint do the blending for me, especially at the bottom here. I'll wipe it off on the paper towel to take away the pigment, and then just blend up with the water. I'm pulling the paint off the board at the bottom there. This one's going to be a little bit further back than the one next to it. Going to use the same blending technique, just using water and a paper towel. might darken up parts of these trees because they're in front. Just parts though, not the whole thing. No. Nope, that needs to be just a little bit darker. It's definitely got to be a third tree on this one, on this little clutch here. I feel like there should be maybe a clutch of 5 here. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's see. Let's put a little snag tree here. And then maybe like a little one down here, and we'll kind of lightly connect to them. There we go. down, down. Gonna blend that out. Oop. Make sure to clean it out on the paper towel first if we're going that far, because we do want a little bit of contrast between this area. I mean, it's soft, but you know, a little bit of difference there. The whole thing's soft. It's a little frantic at the bottom of the trees, but you know, gotta move fast on just that one part. Now I feel like there should be a smaller tree baby here. This one's a bit lighter. It'll blend in easier as we get closer to that deer. Kind of like more scribbly. That's cool. Perfect. So using a combination of a little bit more water and then a lighter color paint. There we go. I brought the bracken cheese all the way up to him. Okay, those trees are super faint. Very light detail. Behind the deer guy. I don't want anything messing up with his silhouette. Okay, and then that's fine. That's all beautiful. I love that beautiful blending back there. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the previous tree line and use the fuzzy filbert brush to blend the bottoms of the trees in. Not everywhere, just a little bit. Just where I want to make the fog a little lighter. But I like how it gets progressively darker as we come towards the bottom of the painting. There's still going to be some detailing and stuff that covers up that area down at the bottom. Hello, Yvonne. How you doing? How's your day going? Yeah, thanks for stopping by. All good? Very, very good. Yep, I'm still doing the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday daytime streams. Except for this week. This week, no Wednesday stream because I am just going to rearrange the heck out of everything. Whole new studio space. New layout anyway. gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's cool. It'll be cool. We'll have better light, as in not this blaring sideways light. And in the summer, it gets so hot. This is a western facing window. It gets so hot over here that it dries all the paint out really fast. And I've just been thinking about, like, what am I gonna do? And I think I have a plan. So I'm gonna try it out. I will definitely post updates on my Discord and Instagram, like progress photos. It will be funny. And I might have to like build some furniture. Yeah. New studio time. I mean, it's just like a lot of stuff though. I gotta not just move the furniture, but like all the lights and the plants and the everything. It's a lot of stuffy stuff. New reset. It's gonna be great because like my Giclée printer, my computer, and my ArtStation will all be on the same wall, so they could all be connected. Whereas right now, it's like everything is all over the place and nothing's connected. I have to run like extension cords every time I stream, which is not convenient, and I have to redo settings. It's a thing. Yeah, I think it'll be good all the way around. Okay, I'm gonna, these guys are kind of just an impression of a tree. I'm gonna bring a little bit of detail into them, kind of more like in these guys. And I remember exactly what brush I used to do those, and I want to keep that consistent so they have a similar style. It's gonna be fun because I do get to organize some stuff in a way that I didn't get to before. Have more space. And it's totally okay if this tree fades in and out of what's around it, because that's part of the vibe. There we go. Perfecto. So if I do a painting stream tomorrow, it's going to be like a little 1 hour Instagram live watercolor or something like that. But honestly, like things might be so disheveled, I'll be in that mode. It's like I brought those trees into focus. So here we are again. I'm at this point where I'm like, should I add birds? I don't know. Looks pretty fine without them. Let's add the grasses first. See if I can do it with this brush. Should be able to. Should be darker next to that guy. Super concentrate grass time. Tiny bit of water, just for some more brush control. Don't want to go too much though, because I don't want it to get too thick. I want to see the individual bristles. Tricky. Go a little bit softer of a color here, or lighter rather. Kind of blend. Into what is here. Getting there. The grass definitely helps the deer sit in the scene. Gonna put some texture underneath him though. Probably not that dark. brought in a different round brush to help the blending. So I'm putting the kind of some watery, dark green paint down in an interesting way with this brush here. And then I am sketching through it with a relatively clean brush, round brush, with just water. And I'm blending it up and I'm blending it down. Okay, and that gives us some interesting shapes. I'm gonna go back with the original brush that I was making grass shapes with and kind of put some details here and there. Very good. Digging that. There we go, I think. Trying to make sure nothing's like distracting. It doesn't need to get blended a little bit more. So I used a water-soluble pencil to sketch in the deer, and anywhere that I feel like might still be popping out from underneath the paint, I can just take a clean brush, a tiny amount of water on it, and just lift that away. Job of covering it. Yep. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, I dig this one. I dig it a lot. I think it's a great take on the Misty forest painting, but it has a lot more going on, and I especially like the foreground. I think adding a foreground to this style of painting is really nice, instead of it just being like, you know, background. I feel like if we did that, we would have gotten it done in one day, in just one stream. Even though just keeping it monochromatic, we were able to get this done in 2 very short streams. Probably could have gotten it done in one long one, even. Maybe I can do a smaller version, because I have a lot of this paint left over. And that could be pretty easy to whip out. Let's see. Because I have these really cute little gesso panels. On this one, oh my god, this one's super smooth gesso panel. So this is I was gonna review all of these panels actually. Maybe I'll save these because I do want to review these, do a video for YouTube, because I have these different, I have the from DaVinci Pro panels. The Ultra Smooth, the Resist Grip, the Birchwood, which I use these all the time, so. And then the medium textured. So we could do something similar on all 4 of those, and that would be fun. So maybe we will keep these. I can grab something else over here. Oh, these are really nice. This crescent board is nice, super thick. Okay, we'll use the crescent board. I can't wait to have this all like cleaned up, organized. It's gonna be so nice. Here, let's see if I can like whip one out really quick. That'd be fun. Just with what's on here. Challenge. Challenge accepted. Should we do vertical? That'd be kind of interesting. Should I do just one paintbrush? If I had to do a 4x6. Actually, this might be a 5x7. Is that a 5x7? Where's my ruler? Let's just see really quick. Yeah. A little over 5x7, which is odd. Yep, 5x7. Alright. If I were to paint a 5x7 with one paintbrush, I guess I could choose this one right here. That's what I'm gonna do. Blending clouds with such a sharp point brush, you gotta really use the side. The artboard that I use to paint a lot of 8x10s all the way up to 16x20s. good sky. I think that's pretty interesting. Lower pressure on a smaller piece like this. Alright, now we're gonna put a little same brush. Mix that distant tree line, gonna need to put it in. Like that, I guess? Didn't think about that. And then when I was painting the skyline, I gotta extend this part a little bit. There we go. Great. Okay, now back to first line of trees. They're so little tiny. Oops. This is the reason why I picked this brush for this size. Okay, now let's blend in some fog. Easier to do it while the bottom of that tree line is a little bit wet. You don't have to really use as much water and like blending out the paint as much. Hello, Mocap. How you doing? I am painting a 5x7 with the paint that I had left from completing the 16x20, which got finished really early. Mostly because you don't, monochromatic, don't have to mix all that paint. So I'm doing a 5x7 single paintbrush The challenge is to just use this one paintbrush. Now I'm approaching the mid-ground layers of tiny trees. And this is where my brush selection is starting to make sense. I'm going to put a foreground tree in, so that's why those trees are a little bit more vague. Just gonna paint right over my fingers. That's fine. No big deal. Whoops. Okay. I think one of my lessons is going to be on painting trees, and part of that is going to be painting trees with literally anything. Preferably not a fan brush. Friend. Should be taller friend or shorter friend? I'm thinking taller friend just because of we can cover up some little things here. And then one in the major foreground is going to be darker, like darker with black, so more muted and darker. Anyway, it's going to go all the way to the top of here. Here's your painting tree therapy for today. There we go. A trio, if you will. Thank you for subscribing, Cammy. Camille. All right. So there you go. What do you think? A couple thousand trees, one paintbrush. 5x7. It's as tricky as it looks. Let's concentrate. Well, that I'm holding both things, right? Ugh. This will be a freebie. A giveaway. Whoop. Okay. Well, that was our single paintbrush challenge. Oh, let me paint where my finger was, though. That would be nice. Okay, how about that finger? Yeah. That finger too. There we go. Okay. There we go. We're done. We're done painting trees for the week. That's good. I think we got a good amount. I like that. That's cute. That's nice. I could do a whole series like that, honestly. Different layouts. With just this paint right here. And then give them all away. The 507s anyway. They're easy to ship. 4x6 is even easier. Maybe we can do some paint cards, not paint cards. It's painted postcards. Either way. It's cute. I think that's an idea. I think that's going to happen. So, maybe tomorrow. But if it's tomorrow, it's going to be on Instagram Live. Thank you so much for hanging out, everyone. And wish me luck on my studio remodel. And I will see you again on Twitch and YouTube next week. Anyway, have a good day.